Is that the old name for Scientology, child? But I don't know you people. I don't want no problems from y'all. I'm just asking a question, okay? Because the way all this is like summed up, that sounds like some Scientology shit. Just the bottom line is, do you got enough money to pay your tithes for this organization? Hello there, love bugs. Hello there, bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our sequin turban, but right now we don't have any more right now. I'm still waiting on a shipment to come in, but we do have other turbans there that may rock your boat, okay? And if you are not already a part of this book club, our book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, so you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Jenifer Lewis's, the mother of Black Hollywood. Despite Thomas's pledges of celibacy, when we got to San Francisco, we were having daily sex. Sometimes even in the dressing room, which I must admit was made hotter by a possibility of someone catching us. The show was doing well, and yours truly was enjoying herself. I was a freaking beast on stage, laser focused on my performance from the moment I set out for the Kern Theater each evening. I was staying at the apartment of Joe Kalmus, a friend from Webster. Joe, that's why building relationships in college is very, very important, okay? Because you never know when you're gonna have to reach back to people that you struggled with in college. Like, I have to give a shout out to one of my baby mothers, another Michelle Cancer. She went to UDC with me, and if it wasn't for her, I definitely wouldn't have graduated, because I was trying to just let it go, and she's like, no. I was trying to drop out. My Judy went to the classes that I was going to drop out of and brought me my homework. Now that's a good friend. Now she a Cancer, she a bit needy, but that's a good fucking friend. Joe was my scene partner when I competed for the Irene Ryan acting scholarship. Y'all know Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies, right? Well, that's Irene Ryan, okay? God bless the child, girl. Thank goodness that she wasn't no racist, because she could have put in a small print, this only go for, the little white children that's trying to get educated, okay? But she didn't do that. So God bless Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. While I was in college, before we went on stage at the semifinals in Nebraska, I took Joe aside, gripped her arms, and said, fuck this up, and I'll kill you. She says that she messed up and lost at the finals later that year at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. Remind me to tell y'all that story when I was a little girl and I had to perform at the Kennedy Center honors. I've showed some of you guys, the proof that I was a performer very young. We were on stage with Perry Como, but child, remind me to tell y'all about that. After Thomas and I had a fight one day, I went with Roderick to a small gathering at the Fairmont Hotel suite of the legend herself, the incomparable Lena Horne. Miss Horne welcomed us into her suite and then wrapped in at least 2 robes with several lush textured scarves around her neck. She reclined majestically on her long chair. She was coming down from her show and had 3 humidifiers running. I sat at Miss Horne's feet. That is a sign of mad respect. I sat at Miss Horne's feet and drank every syllable of every word she spoke that night about show business, music, and politics. I was in the presence of someone I wanted to emulate. She was not just a performer. She was an activist who stood up for Black soldiers in the Second World War, and she had marched with Dr. King. This wasn't just a legend in front of me. This was a goddess. It was Lena Horne who turned her back on Hollywood, vowing to never play either a maid or a hooker. Girl. She was one of the most beautiful women I had ever seen, ageless. I asked her, Miss Horne, how do you stay so young? She pointed to her humidifiers. I live in moisture, and I surround myself with young people, baby. Enough said. Y'all be like, Nay, you 50? Yeah. The Vaseline. It's around Christmas. The UB tour had a break, and I went back to New York around this time. Phil Valentine, whom I'd been seeing since the previous year, became a big influence. I had not known anyone like him up to that point. A gorgeous man. Phil was a Black cultural nationalist. Oh, she told us, the people that's reading, I ain't finna tell y'all what the hell is going on. You just Google it. Sound like a whole bunch of education to me and a whole bunch of power. To me, I was really searching at this time, along with Thomas and many friends in the theater community. I started attending services offered by the Unity Center of Practical Christianity, an organization that combines element of Christianity with Eastern philosophies and metaphysics. Is that Scientology? Is that the old name for Scientology, child? But I don't know you people. I don't want no problems from y'all. I'm just asking a question, okay? Because the way all this is like summed up, that sounds like some Scientology shit. Just the bottom line is, do you got enough money to pay your tithes for this organization? Okay? Because they only let rich people in there. They don't let you poor motherfuckers in there. And if they do let you poor people in, you better believe every dime you make is going to go towards them Scientology fees. I don't want no parts of it. The church I grew up in had let me down, as it failed to be the safe and loving place it was meant to be when Pastor Hurd touched me. Yet I still sought God and thought Unity might hold some answers. Unity fed me what I needed at the time. One Unity phrase that stayed with me for many years was, say yes. The concept jumped off the page and into my soul to be all right with being all right. During these days of the early 80s, I had no career guidance, no strategy. In fact, my whole life was all over the place. I couldn't sit still. I moved fast and talked fast, acting on every impulse. That's a part of her being bipolar. My thoughts raced from one thing to the next. I knew that my high energy helped me get a lot of stuff done, but the energy often came hand in hand with high anxiety. So even as I rushed here and there, it always felt incomplete, hollow, like it was not enough. In early January 1981, the UB tour went to Washington, D.C. It was the week of the inauguration of Ronald Reagan. Even though I was not a fan of the new president, I appreciated the city's celebratory atmosphere. There is no place like Washington, D.C. You hear me? I visited the Rayburn building. That's where my wife used to work. Ooh, I'm so proud of my baby. Where members of Congress have their offices. I was excited to meet Bill Clay, a Black congressman from St. Louis, Charles Rangel, who represented districts in New York, and Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected to Congress in 1968. Chisholm became a huge role model for me when I was in high school. And she later became the first woman to run for a Democratic Party nomination for president. The title of her memoir says it all: Unbought and Unbossed. Come on, Shirley Chisholm. Come on, lady. I stayed with my dear friend, Brian Norber, who I had performed with at Six Flags over Mid-America when we were both 17 years old. It was Six Flags then? Y'all sure it wasn't Wild World? Because back home, that thing, Wild World, didn't turn to Six Flags till maybe, matter of fact, they closed that shit down because there was too many niggas in there. Then when they started shooting out there, child, Wild World was a mess. So let me tell you this situation, which is hilarious, but I would definitely do it myself, okay? Because I like Miss Jenifer Lewis. The boundaries, man. It's just, man, I just got to try. What do you want me to do? I got to try it. You can't be mad. But anyway, you know, she is madly in love with Barack Obama. We all are. We all loved the Barack. She was so excited to go to the Barack Obama, I think it was the Democratic nomination event, right? So she did, she by herself, she ain't got time to be messing around with them other bitches, okay? Because what you won't do is make me late. That's why I always go see the New Edition by myself. Judy's be like, nay, who goes to a concert by themselves? Me, because I can always find me a front row ticket, one front row ticket, for like $200 something at the last minute, okay? I could do that. But then I got to worry about you saying, oh, I want to go, but I had to get my money. Can you buy my ticket and then I pay you back? No, hell no. I ain't got time for you. On top of that, what if you late? What if you late the day of the New Edition concert? She done rolled down there by herself, right? She got to the event. It's people everywhere, right? She like, oh God, I got to get up there to see my Baraki. What am I going to do? Lord, what am I going to do? She reached for the first person she seen with a tag around their neck. Oh, listen, I'm not going to make it with all these people around. Oh, my leg, help me, my leg. Ain't shit wrong with her leg. Oh, okay. Sugar, the only way we going to get you out of this mess is if we get a wheelchair for you. She say she's sitting down in the wheelchair happily. Ends up at the front of the line where you got all these people, you know, in the back, you know, been waiting forever. And she getting rolled around in the wheelchair. When I rolled up to the checkpoint, a sizable woman, security guard, spotted me and said, hey, Tina Turner mama, get over here and come through my line. She swiped that Cardi thing. She in there. A young African-American girl spotted me all by my lonesome and said, Miss Lewis, may I help you? Again, Merry effing Christmas in these streets. I said, oh, yes, baby. Oh, God, yes. Help me find my seat. The Democratic National Committee sent me this ticket at the last minute. How do I get there? The tickets was all the way up there somewhere, over there, way back there, behind Baraki. She says, ooh, I can't do this. You mean to tell me I'm going to be behind Baraki? Let me think about this. I said, ooh, girl, please, girl. I can't sit all the way up here. I'm terrified of heights and sure to be mobbed. Ooh, you know how famous I am and important to my people. Help me, girl. Help me, please. She did that. Jenifer Lewis, she did that, girl. You did that. Well, bless her heart. She helped me. Sister girl had an all-access pass and I had my teased hair. As far as I was concerned, the sky was the limit. The young woman said, now, Miss Lewis, I can try to get you down on the floor, but I don't know if this is going to work. I said, lead the way, baby. At the entrance to the VIP area, all the way down on the floor, we came upon a large white woman with a sheriff's badge on. Scariest woman I've ever seen in my life. My knees buckled. I was reduced to little Jenny Lewis. I stood humbly behind the girl as she told the sheriff my tale of woe. When the sheriff's eyes shifted over to me, I blurted out, "I'm with Jesse Jackson!" She knew I was lying, but she also knew me from television. Thank God. With a vigorous wave of her hand, which I was grateful didn't hit me or fuck with me or tease my head or, anything like that, she said, "All right, y'all go in." And there my lying ass was, free to run amok and find myself a good seat before being discovered. Was that Real Housewife or somebody that crept into the inaugural celebration? And that shit was all on Bravo? Who did that? UB wasn't the only black show in DC that winter of 1981. Sophisticated Ladies, a musical based on the works of the masterful Duke Ellington, was at the Kennedy Center before heading for Broadway. This meant that every night the cast of both shows would gather at a club called One Step Down. It was wonderful to hang out with Gregory Hines again and the beautiful Amazons Judith Jameson and Phyllis Hyman, who were all starring in the show. In DC, the reviewers again singled me out. But would I get my big break? I got myself together enough to be casted in Sister Amy, a gospel-infused musical which debuted off-Broadway at the Gene Frankel Theater. Man, when I tell you it is a hustle being Gypsy, because you running around constantly trying to, get your next gig. People, there is only one N in my name. Remember that. Anyway, even though John Corey, the Times critic, misspelled Jenifer, I was thrilled. A favorable review in the Times was a huge accomplishment. Sister Amy played only on the weekends. While it was running, I started rehearsals for another off-Broadway musical named El Bravo at the Intermedia Theater on 2nd Avenue. I played two roles, a police officer and a ventriloquist with a dummy named Madge. Now, when she went to that audition, they was like, "Do you know how to throw your voice?" It was during rehearsals for El Bravo that I met Quit Men Flood.